Hi everyone, I'm Tom. I do this thing that's called slickerdrips. I play through board games and things. I'm saying all of this because unusually I can't do a playthrough for Unlock because I would spoil all of the things for you. If you have no idea about how this plays, I did a quick overview of the tutorial for the first game, which, this will be in a playlist with a link to that. And there is a slightly different tutorial in the third box, but it's largely the same kind of game. You are playing cards, and some cards work as machines where you've got little puzzles on the app to solve. Some cards combine together and you are going through an escape room experience. This is the third set of 3 adventures, and since I don't want to spoil any of it for you at all, I'm just going to be saying what I think of them. And what do I think? I've played now, what have we played? 2 Deckscapes, 6 exit games, and 9 unlock games. I need to check if the new set of exit games is out. So when I did the first kind of set of things, the first exit and unlock videos, I was firmly in the exit camp and had problems with unlock, definitely. The problems that really hindered our enjoyment of it. One of the scenarios was terrible with 2 players, and there were a few other things. And so when we played the second set of adventures, it had largely fixed all of our issues, and we really, really loved that second box. But this third box, I think so far, we have had the most fun with the adventures in this box. Now, comparing the two still, I won't talk about Exit very much because this is Unlock's time to shine, but the Exit games definitely have more of a focus on thinking outside of the box and doing some amazingly clever things that you wouldn't have even dreamed of before you would play the Exit games. There are some amazingly clever puzzles and it's just a fantastic experience. Unlock, I think, has come on leaps and bounds for us anyway, based on, we really liked the initial idea but had issues. I think it's really, really gotten fantastically better to the point where so this has got 3 adventures. The Adventures of Oz is the one I wanted to play first because I wanted to see what they'd done with that idea. And again, if you don't want to know anything whatsoever, then you probably don't want to watch a video about this. But I'm going to be incredibly, incredibly vague. I think it does a fantastic job, not just at giving you puzzles and a kind of a more fully fledged adventure to go on. Not that it's a longer thing, but it feels like more of a grand adventure that you're going on. It's got really clever ways to tell stories as well, and it's really, really captures that feeling of going on this adventure through Oz. I think it does an amazing job at that as well. And the other one, especially the No Side Story, it felt to me a lot more like the point and click adventure games, the Monkey Islands. Maybe not with some of the leaps in logic that they take, but there was definitely a feeling when we were playing through that and things were really clicking. The kind of idea of we should use this for this, and using that kind of logic and that kind of a little bit out there adventure game logic really, really carried us through and made it so much fun. Much more fun than it is a sequel to is it Bubble and Squeak from the first game? It's the same kind of setting as that one anyway. But definitely enjoyed it immensely compared to that one. The Tombstone Express, I will say that it's definitely it's trying to send you on a different kind of adventure. But I'll say with that one, we kind of felt a bit rushed and a bit overwhelmed by the game. We weren't rushing ourselves. We felt the game was trying to rush us a bit too much, and it's, without spoiling anything, it had something inside that adventure that, to us anyway, felt really, really gimmicky, and we didn't really want to get involved with it all. We wanted to, carry on just solving puzzles and things. It's annoying, I know, to be incredibly vague about these things, but yeah, that's how we felt about them. I think if we had if we hadn't had those problems with the Tombstone scenario, this would have been head and shoulders the best set of games. I know the Exit ones are sold separately, even though they come out 3 at a time. But yeah, the fun that we had with the Adventures of Oz scenario and the No Side Story scenario, they are absolutely fantastic, and I think among the best of the escape room in a box board game scenarios that have come out so far. for us anyway. That's just what I think of them. But I can't show you them to give you your own idea of them. But yeah, maybe you would really like being under. It's not that you're under more pressure in the Tombstone thing. I don't think it's just that circumstances dictate that you need to be hurried along. But there are across the whole Unlock thing, they have improved the app leaps and bounds since I did the review of the first set. It can now give you, the first hint that you press on the app is kind of vague and sometimes can be really frustrating because you think, well, obviously that, but I'm stuck. I need to know more than that. You can now press for additional hints that will hurt your score, but I think I mentioned in the first review, the idea of scores in games like this really baffles me because you can't go back and play it again. You can't go and improve that score. Maybe it's a deterrent to just pressing hint all the time, but we wouldn't do that because we would be spoiling the game for ourselves. But regardless, that's just as an aside. The scoring thing is still in this, and I find it just as irrelevant as before, but the whole fun of it, the whole experience is going through these scenarios and trying to, exercise your brains and try and work out what it is the game is getting you to do. But yeah, it's added a lot more stuff, a lot more surprises, some things that don't just come from you finding cards in the deck. I think that's about as expository as I want to be about it. Expository? Yeah, that's the thing. It's got a lot more surprises in there, and I think it's really coming on, and to the point where I would love more adventures that feel like those adventure games that we are just finding those things, because I know it's trying to emulate escape rooms, but that's the feeling that I really got from that particular scenario, and it was a feeling that I really enjoyed. I loved point and click adventures, and where sometimes you would need a guide to think, well, why would I have ever thought of that? Sometimes that still happens in these escape room games, but yeah, I would love them to feel more and more like that. But yeah, those two scenarios in particular have been really stand out for us. And yeah, if you are a fan of Unlock anyway, like we had a few issues to begin with, think this is really coming on, and I hope that they keep taking it farther than as they have been progressing through these existing ones, and excited to see what's coming up with Exit as well, and all the other escape roomy things. Maybe we'll even try a real one day. But that's Unlock, I think. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye.